In 1587, over 100 brave settlers crossed treacherous seas to forge a new life on Roanoke Island. Hope burned in their hearts as they built homes from wilderness. Each sunrise brought both fear and promise. They dreamed of freedom, prosperity, and a future rooted in a land untouched by English hands. However, the challenges were immense. The settlers struggled against harsh conditions, unpredictable weather, and the vast wilderness that surrounded them. Their resilience would be tested every day, as survival depended on their ability to adapt to a world unlike any they had ever known. The new land was rich with potential, but also fraught with dangers. With little more than their willpower and basic tools, the settlers endeavored to carve out a future. Each tree felled, each house built, and each field cultivated was a small victory. The settlers dreamed of a thriving colony, one that would help secure England's place in the New World. But with the looming threat of nature and the unknown, the future remained uncertain. In this harsh and fragile settlement, Virginia Dare was born, the first English child in the New World. Her tiny heartbeat echoed as a fragile beacon of hope. For the weary settlers, her life symbolized a future beyond mere survival, a dream that generations might someday thrive where once only wilderness reigned. Her birth was a pivotal moment for the colony, one that offered a brief but powerful sense of renewal and hope for those who had endured so much hardship. Yet, Virginia's arrival also symbolized the fragile nature of the settlers' ambitions. As the first child of Roanoke, she became the living embodiment of England's dreams in the New World. But the colony's survival was far from guaranteed, and her future, like that of all the settlers, was tethered to the unpredictable forces of nature, war, and isolation. Her birth was a testament to their determination, but also a reminder of the uncertainty that awaited them. With supplies running low and dangers mounting, Governor John White sailed back to England, vowing to return quickly. But storms and war delayed him for 3 long years. Left behind, the settlers waited through hunger, fear, and isolation, their fates left to the unforgiving tides of time and fortune. White's departure was both a desperate necessity and a cruel twist of fate, as he had no way of knowing how long it would take to return, or whether he would ever see the colony again. During his absence, the settlers faced increasing hardships. Relations with nearby native tribes were strained, and food supplies dwindled. With no communication from White, the settlers were left to endure the harsh conditions alone. As months turned into years, hope began to fade, and their dreams of a thriving colony seemed more and more distant. Yet they clung to the hope that White would return with the much-needed supplies that could save them. When White finally returned, Roanoke was empty. Houses were abandoned, overgrown by nature. Tools lay scattered as if dropped mid-task. No signs of struggle, no graves. Only one cryptic clue remained: the word CROATOAN carved into a tree. A desperate message or a final farewell lost to time. The eerie emptiness of the deserted colony left White with more questions than answers. Had the settlers been taken by force, or had they left voluntarily? The absence of bodies suggested they might have left on their own, but the mystery of their departure remained unsolved. White's return marked the beginning of an endless search for answers. The word CROATOAN became the only clue, but it led to more questions than solutions. Was it a sign of distress or an indication that the settlers had relocated to a nearby island? White's investigation turned up no signs of violence, but the eerie silence of the abandoned colony would forever haunt him. The fate of the Roanoke settlers remained one of history's greatest mysteries. The word CROATOAN pointed to a nearby island. Had the settlers sought refuge there? Were they welcomed or enslaved? Storms and misfortune kept White from reaching Croatan. Without answers, he was forced to leave once more. The fate of the colonists vanished into legend, shrouded by endless questions. For years, explorers and historians searched for signs of the missing settlers on Croatan, but no definitive evidence was ever found. Over time, the mystery of Roanoke became more than just an unsolved historical event. It became a symbol of the unknown. The settlers' disappearance on Croatan is a haunting reminder of the fragility of human existence in the face of nature's power and the unknown. Was their fate sealed by circumstances beyond their control, or did they find a way to survive, lost to history? Historians debate whether the settlers were slaughtered, starved, or absorbed by native tribes. Scattered clues, European artifacts in tribal villages, strange oral traditions, hint at both tragedy and hope. But no definitive proof has ever been found, leaving the truth suspended between myth and history. Some scholars argue that the settlers may have integrated into local native tribes, possibly surviving in a new form. Others believe that they met a violent end, caught between the forces of European settlers and indigenous resistance. The lack of concrete evidence leaves room for speculation, with some suggesting that the settlers could have been absorbed by the CROATOAN tribe, as indicated by the cryptic carving. Others believe they were victims of conflict, unable to survive in a land so distant from their home. But without clear evidence, these theories remain open to interpretation, leaving the mystery unsolved. Stories echo through the centuries: strange tribes with gray eyes, ancient weapons unearthed in forests, ghostly warnings whispered in storms. Roanoke's fate became a haunting legend, a riddle entwined with America's birth, always close, always elusive, like mist slipping through desperate hands. The myths surrounding the colony have become part of the cultural fabric of American history, shaping the way the nation views its origins. Generations of storytellers have woven tales of Roanoke's lost colonists. Some believe that they became part of the native tribes, living on in the shadows of American history. Others speculate that their spirits haunt the island, still waiting for answers. Roanoke's legacy lives on in the folklore of the New World, a reminder of the enduring power of mystery and legend. Roanoke stands as a symbol of hope, failure, and mystery. Despite centuries of searching, the lost colony has kept its silence. Archaeologists dig, historians theorize, yet no final answer comes. Only one truth remains certain: Roanoke's story still calls to us from the shadows of history. The mystery continues to captivate the imagination, inspiring new generations to seek answers, even as the colony's secrets remain locked away in time. As the search for answers continues, Roanoke serves as a powerful reminder of the challenges faced by those who ventured into the unknown. Its legacy lives on in the questions it raises, and the unresolved mystery at its heart continues to be one of the most enduring puzzles in American history. The fate of Roanoke may never be fully known, but its story will never be forgotten. Though the mystery of Roanoke remains unsolved, its legacy continues to resonate throughout history. It has become a symbol not only of human resilience, but also of the vulnerability of those who sought to carve out a life in an unfamiliar world. The unanswered questions about the lost colony continue to spark curiosity and inspire theories, ensuring that Roanoke's enigmatic story remains a pivotal chapter in the early history of America. The lost colony's silence may never be broken, but its impact endures, echoing through time.